I've seen this movie 3 times, and I cry at certain points in it every time I watch it. It gets to you. You don't see it coming, and then it's there.
Double Toasted live show in Brooklyn, New York. That's going to be April 1st. Let me go ahead and bring up your list, Martin.
But there's so much that you've talked about already.
Well, let's see. You go ahead. We can go through it quick.
Share your opinion on them.
Yes.
More depth.
Sure. If there's anything that you didn't say, I'll toss it in there.
All right. Damn.
Don't want to bore the people.
Did you text me your list?
I texted you and I emailed you and Kevin.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. Let me go ahead and put it on. Martin, do you know what your list is?
No.
Okay.
No.
So Martin, number 10 for you.
I believe it's Top Gun Maverick.
You believe correct. Yeah.
For all the reasons you said, it really delivered when nobody expected it to, and the only thing, there's only one thing I don't like about it and one thing I hate about it.
What's that?
The thing I don't like, because what kept it from being higher on the list, is that they didn't have the guts to name the enemy. They just kept saying the enemy. And I know it's to sell it to different markets or, to not offend anybody, but I was like, you are doing a military propaganda film. Just say somebody.
Okay.
Say Cobra at least. But the only thing I really hate about it is that we kind of know that when somebody does a sequel, especially of a movie that came out over 10 years ago, is going to be bad. And you can already just kind of rest assured. So something like this comes out and now you have to pay attention to every time they do one of these because you're like, could be Maverick. You don't never know.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta be there for it. But it's this one of the most exciting and just competent blockbusters. And like you said, it really developed all the characters, so you felt something.
Yeah.
There's so many of these that come out, and they're just moving from one thing to the next, and you don't have a feel for anybody, and you don't really care if they live or die. And it gave you something with almost every character in the movie.
This is one that's different from, I think, than what anybody will have on their list.
Oh, okay.
Which is one of the benefits of you being able to see a lot more movies than we have.
My name is Michael. You're a great dancer. You're a terrible liar. And that's Kid.
You just stripped off your clothes like you're a stripper at a bachelorette party.
That is, spoiler alert, the gay rom-com.
Yeah. The better of the two gay rom-coms.
From Bros.
From Bros, yeah. And one of the reasons I liked it so much. But it's been a year where normally the list it's things that are like, well, this is outside the box. But there's been a number of movies I was like, this isn't outside the box, but it's just really good at what it does. And like I say, it's directed by Michael Showalter, who also directed The Big Sick. And it's so much more like that. And this movie is so touching, and these characters, they just felt so much more real than gay men in movies. They felt like I said, when I saw the movie, it's like, this feels like gay men that I know, that I'm friends with. And it's a great representation of that.
Nice. Oh, let's go to a movie that I just finished talking about a little while ago. And that movie is, I won't play any clips because you just heard it, but The Menu.
The Menu, yes.
The Menu number 8.
For all the reasons you said, a great dark comedic thriller. That's always my kind of movie. Usually dark comedies are what I respond to the most. And having a thriller, which is, there's always that puzzle of why is this happening and what's going to happen next, and the unpredictability of it.
Martin, your number 7 is one that I don't think any of us have on our list. But Martin, you said that this is a new Christmas classic.
This very night.
Like A Christmas Carol?
Yes. If you would just let me get this out.
I'm the guy you're gonna haunt.
You know what? Forget it.
There you go, Martin. I spirited at number 7.
Yeah. No, if you guys got Apple TV, I urge you to check it out.
I've been watching a little bit of it. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Okay. Yeah. It's maybe the funniest movie I've seen, but I was not expecting. One, I didn't know it was going to be a musical, but once it started, I was amazed by how great all the songs are. As overplayed as Ryan Reynolds can be and how annoying Will Ferrell can be, neither one of them with that. They were charming the entire time.
You know what? I watched a little bit of this, and Will Ferrell, I can definitely say I really liked him in this, man. So that's number 7, Spirited. Nothing else, get ready to watch it for next Christmas. Let's go ahead and get into let's get into one that I had up earlier already. And that is, we're talking about The Northman. That is your number 6.
Yes. It's been like I said, it's been a great year for these action period pieces. Yeah. The grittiness of the Vikings, where our hero, we early on watch him and his party raid a village of people who wasn't doing nothing to them. And yet we follow this guy because, hey, we're with him on his kick for revenge. But the fact that it would go psychedelic and to a point where it gets into the mysticism in such a way where you don't know if any of that's actually happening.
Yeah. Now, here's a small one that, I'm glad you are bringing up some of these movies, because this is a small one that I don't think a lot of people have heard about, including me. But it has some very high-profile actors in it, or actresses.
Who she is. Lydia Tarr is many things, and she's remained there ever since.
Well, I want to be that one guy to just press that note on the piano.
It's an easy job. Easy part of the
I'm
band.
just waiting. She just took a shit. Tar.
Yeah, Lydia Tarr. It's Kate Blanchett is Lydia Tarr, and I say that as if she's doing a biopic because it feels like it's about a real person. It's not. And this is an amazing movie in that the first hour, maybe hour and a half of it is kind of boring. It's her being a conductor and doing interviews and just going through her life. And it was like, okay, is this, I guess it's a character study. There's a scene where she goes to teach a class at Juilliard, and it becomes a confrontation between her and her students over identity politics. So it's a great scene. It's like, you're like, everything else, you're like, it wakes you up, and it goes back to it. And then that comes back later in the movie, and everything is like, goes from there. And it's a roller coaster ride from that point. And it's like, holy shit, I did not think this movie was going to go where it does. And you're just on the edge of your seat watching what's happening. And it's very poignant with what's going on today.
Yeah.
But she gives, as far as actress, the best performance of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, it ended up being one of my favorite movies.
And that is at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Martin, let's go to your number 4 movie, which I thought might have been higher, but after looking at some of your other choices, I can see why it fell at number 4.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
I know, it's a lot of competition. And that is Turning Red, which we just talked about. That was one of my favorite animated movies of the year. Martin is number 4 on your top 10 list.
Yeah.
So, want to elaborate?
Yeah. Beyond what we've said. For the longest, it was number 1 on my list of best movies, and just what it's able to accomplish is able to take on what shouldn't be a controversial subject and do it with great taste and humor. And through the animation, there's so many little subtle things, just little details they put within there. And it knew how to take it in a place where it really is about family, and not in a way of just paying lip service to it, but really meaning something.
Oh, this is now this is one that I am disappointed with myself with not seeing, because you sold this so well, Martin, and it does look so adorable that I was going to make this a priority to see this. Obviously, I did not.
I'm making like a little documentary.
Oh, it's like a movie, but nobody has any lines and nobody even knows what it is while they're making it. The saying, everything comes out of the wash, because sometimes it doesn't.
That is Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
That's right. Put the respect on his name.
Tell about them sneakers, Martin. Which I have not. I even respect him enough to go see his movie.
Yeah. This is, I guess I've never seen anything like this, because it's a movie about a guy making a documentary about this little talking shell and his grandmother who they've lost their family and they just live in this house that gets rented out as Airbnbs. But the documentary is just following Marcel and his daily life. And it starts out like it's very cute, because I guess they made some YouTube videos that they were kind of viral for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it starts out playing off of that. But the longer it goes on, the more you get this underlying sadness in it all, this loneliness. And then later, I've seen this movie 3 times, and I cry at certain points in it every time I watch it. It gets to you. You don't see it coming, and then it's there. And it's also life affirming. So it's not all depressing. I've never seen anything like this. I don't even have something I could compare it to.
Yeah, I can see that. You mean you've never seen a shell with shoes on walking around?
Like googly eye.
One googly eye is probably really good at hiding. So I missed it.
All right. High up on your list, number 3. That's where that is on Martin's list. Let's go ahead and go to number 2. Now, this is not going to be a surprise to anyone. You might be surprised that some things aren't higher, but you're not going to be surprised that this is up there. And let me see if I can find it. Got so many tabs up here. Oh, number 2, Wakanda Forever. Black Panther. Why number 2?
As opposed to number 1, or just why not lower?
As opposed to anything.
This is one of the best superhero movies I think that's ever been made, especially to be a sequel and to pull off so much of what it did. I mean, the tribute to Chadwick Boseman, like leading up to it, I've been one of the people who've been like, look, just recast the role already. We get so many Spider-Mans and Batmans. We need a Black Panther. Yeah. And this movie really right off the bat answers the question of, no, we're not recasting it, and here's why. And I was like, you got it. The funeral, the tribute they give him is better than anything his actual family could have done. And then what it does to bring Shuri up to being a A-list character is amazing. The take on Namor and the Telecons, the Autolicons, what would be the Atlanteans. That's my favorite thing. I just keep thinking back to that. Yeah. And I was like, man, you're going to do blue skin water people. This is the way to go. You give it some historical context. What I can find is that might be quibbles. The things that are good excel to the point where it's like, well, if I have to have this so you can do all that, that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. That's number 2. And let me see. I'm going to give you some audio on this one, Mark, because it is number 1. Here, let me see if I can find a good spot to do this on. This is a good spot right here. Hiya! That's the Woman King.
Yeah, it's a good year for warrior Black women. And this, it's so on the heels of Wakanda Forever. There was the question of like, how's it going to be having both movies? But they did a great job. They both did a great job of establishing themselves as something different. It's rich. It could have just been about the fighting and simply the story. But they really do a deep dive on bringing their culture to life, even with the dancing and all. And even though, there's the controversy over, well, this tribe really, they were slavers, it's still steeped in historical context. I mean, I watched it not even knowing it was really based on trying to be the story of real people, but just in itself, I can feel those drums, and it meant something. It didn't have to. It could have just played out, but they... Gina Prince Bythewood, she's a fantastic director, and if they want to get somebody on Wonder Woman, she would be the one to do it, I think. But of all the movies, this is the one that probably got to me the most.
That was your top 10.
Oh, and I meant to put Weird on there, the Weird Al story.
No, it's too late, man.
I know.
Can't do it now.
It's over.
So that leaves Mr. Herman over here.
That's me.
Paging Mr. Herman.
Mr. Herman. I'm here, goddammit.
He hates it.
I hate it. I've just heard it my entire life.
Let's go to your list.
Okay. Start with number 10, right?
We'll start at number 10, my friend.
This is the real list.
Work our way down.
Okay.
What'd you say?
This is the real list.
This is the real list right here. So your number 10, sir, was my number 1. The Menu.
Yeah. The best thrillers are ones that continue to ratchet up the tension while giving just a little bit of the mystery away to keep you captivated and watching. And great performances. Yes, leads with Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy. But even all the supporting characters, all those actors, like even if you don't know them on their names, like you've seen them in everything.
Yeah.
And they all get a moment. And it's one of the smartest written movies this year.
And why is it not higher?
There's things I'd like more. There's things I'd simply
I'm
like
kidding.
more.
No, I know that. And it is a very interesting, good list that you have here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good list you have here.
Thank you.
At number 9, something we've covered already. Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I was never a part of the recast, T'Challa movement. I was like, I just want to see what they have. The story they gave me, I thought was great. Both in the way in which they honored the passing of Chadwick Boseman within the movie, but also just the character of T'Challa, giving him such a wonderful send off, and his presence is felt throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
But then, actually giving more depth to someone like Shuri, who is not, because I know all the people were concerned about her character going in. She's gonna be like the spunky little, girl she was, and she was good in those previous movies. She was.
Yeah.
Here she's bitter, she's angry, and she has an incredible arc. And where what happens to her at the end of the film, what she does and what she is, she earns completely at the very end of the movie. And the introduction of the Atlanteans, in this case the Tolokans, the whole Mesoamerican aesthetic layered on top, it really made it stand out. And Tena Huerta as Namor, what a great new villain anti-hero to the MCU. I cannot wait to see what he does next. It'll be great.
Yeah. No single movie though in his future.
No, they can't, because Universal owns the
got that Hulk
single movie
syndrome.
rights. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So he can be a supporting
Universal owns
character.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they could put him in the Hulk and Doctor Strange to make the Defenders.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah.
Boy, that's some nerd shit right there.
And Silver Surfer, Martin. Isn't Silver Surfer
that's
part of the Defenders as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
That is some nerd shit.
You
goddamn right.
I mean, I was looking for a way to work around the
Mark's like, you better be
loophole.
grateful for my nerd shit.
Exactly.
She's like, I'm trying to help you, man.
Trying to help you,
Asshole. You sit there all the time. Well, who is that? Well, what does he do?
I should do that. I'm like an old person moving. Why are you doing? What was that? Oh, you're number 9.
Number 9
We just did. Okay, so your number 8 was something that we already mentioned also, and we had a little discussion about, and that's Pearl.
Yeah. What's so cool about this movie is I've just never kind of seen a horror film with Technicolor, those aesthetics and those aspects to it, and so that really stood out just aesthetically for me. But really, it's Mia Goth's performance is what holds it down. I mean, it's I mean, she is great. She gives for me probably one of the best performances of the year.
Yeah. When I was talking about it, I lumped these two movies together. These two movies.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
but you separated them, and you put the I guess sequel to Pearl at number 7, which is X.
And I think the only reason why I did that, because I love both movies. I think they're great, even though they do. I appreciate they do two very different things. I feel like it's just. The only thing I would rank this slightly higher than Pearl is because you definitely had a bigger supporting cast of people. And I feel like they just, that cast had a lot more to do. Yeah. Also, this is the whole mystery of like, okay, what's actually going on? Yeah. With this couple and this old woman and all the crazy shit she's doing. Where with Pearl, it's like, I kind of already knew going in. It's like, okay, she's going to do some disturbing things. It's just, she gave this amazing performance. I just like that you had a larger cast. And you had like Jenny Ortega, who's had such a fantastic year. She was great in this movie. Yeah, really liked it.
I really liked in this. I liked Kid Cudi. Chris, I thought that was just another black dude.
No, Hank.
Did you know about him?
He did a good job.
No, he did a great job. He's a rapper, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's a
Nice.
rapper and performer. Yeah, no, he's but proved himself to be a very good actor. Let's see here. Number 6. Something we already talked about, Barbarian. You and I have a lot in common.
Yeah, that's such a great year for horror. I saw the trailer for this. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I don't know really what's going on, but that's what intrigues me.
Yeah.
And, that first third, I'm thinking like, okay, this is what it is. And then it changes in the next third. And then when we get to the last third, it changes again. I just love that because I didn't know. This was a perfectly layered mystery with very interesting characters and dynamic performances that changed my perception on them the whole time. Like, again, Justin Long, Amber does a great job, from Georgina Campbell, who's our main female lead, to Bill Skarsgård. I love the casting with him because you're already like, oh, something's up with him because he's Pennywise, okay?
Yeah.
I love how they flip that on you. But Justin Long gives one of the best supporting performances this year, where I was constantly going back and forth on him until, eventually what happens at the end of the movie. And just a cool, well, I don't even want to say too much, but a cool use of makeup and idea of a villain. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Going down the list here. Another thing you and I have on our list. I don't have my number, but it's on my list as well as yours. The Batman.
The Batman.
At number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. It's been a long time since we had a good standalone Batman film. You know, I mean, unless you count the Lego Batman movie, which I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, before that, it was like The Dark Knight. And then we've gone through a dark time. It's been a dark decade.
Perfect for Batman.
And even though this, yes, it is. And even though this movie is dark, it gave me what I've always wanted from a live action Batman adaptation, which is a detective story. He's pursuing this serial killer. And I love their take on the Riddler and Paul Dano's performance. And I was just so appreciative that we just didn't regurgitate the origin again.
Yeah.
It's like he's already Batman. He's established. He's clearly the most psychotic version of the character we've got in live action. But he's also just bolstered by all these really great supporting performances from Colin Farrell and Jeffrey Wright and, John Turturro. And Zoe Kravitz does a great Catwoman.
Yeah. She does.
It makes me excited for the future. And yeah, just this particular Batman movie has just my favorite, I think, live action Batman ending.
That's your number 5.
Number 5.
Do you remember your number 4? Mm-hmm. And what is your number 4, sir?
The Northman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As everyone said, this is just a really good period piece. I mean, dramatized, of course, as all the period pieces often are, but it has all the shit and grit and piss and blood that you can want. It's more of a slow-paced revenge thriller, where it's about this guy who is just trying to destroy this one man's family and life completely, and it's subtle. It takes time. I mean, you get an amazing duel in a volcano at the end of the film.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. I mean, eat your heart out, Revenge of the Sith. That's how you do it. So, it was great. I'm sorry it didn't do as well, at least commercially, but still well worth watching on VOD.
Your number 3 movie is what, sir?
Turning Red.
Yeah.
I mean, for all the reasons that you guys brought up, we all had these this film on our list. Well, I just love that I think so often in our culture, especially Western culture, I think all cultures in general, like, women going through these changes as, when they stop being young girls and growing up into, women, they're stigmatized and they're made to feel almost gross about their bodies changing. Yeah. And I like that you had an animated film that's like, no, it's okay. This all happens. And at the same time, it's extremely heartfelt. It's crazy that it's the period piece of the 2000s now, but it is. I was like, oh yeah, I know all these little references here. Yeah, it's just it's wickedly smart.
Do you know your number 2?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
There you are.
And, when I first started watching this movie, I feel like the first 20 or so minutes was like, all right, I mean, we're kind of spinning our wheels here. It's like, I guess it's a dysfunctional family. It's going to incorporate some multiverse stuff. I feel like after that first 20 minutes, if you weren't feeling it, then I feel like you really get in the movie. I like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness this year, but this is how you really craft like a multiverse and have fun with it and be over the top. But at the center of it, at the core, it is about this family and especially this woman and her struggle to, I guess, not exactly be the best version of herself, but just try to be better. And I like that was the message of the movie. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to be flawed. But I'm just going to try my best at the end of the day. And I really, really like that. And yeah, and a great cast. And the triumphant return of Ki-Hu Kwan, who does such a great job in this too.
All right. I'm going to give you a
drum roll.
And I'm going to give you audio on this one.
Thank you.
I've just been playing the clips, but
Good.
Your number 1 movie is
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
There's no
It's
other
the
movie.
best. How are they going to get to teach us?
Captain.
Yes. No, like everyone has said, if you would have asked me that my favorite movie would have been Top Gun Maverick this year, I'd be like, oh, you're crazy. I don't like the original Top Gun.
Well, yeah.
I think it's vapid. I feel like it's unintentionally, maybe intentionally, comedically homoerotic. I'm like, it's just not for me. And when I heard they're making a sequel, I was like, oh, give me a break. I don't care. And when they released the trailers, I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in this. And then I saw the film and I was blown away.
Sure.
What it does so well, it gets rid of all the stuff that didn't work about the original movie. And the stuff it does keep, it's reverent of it. But at the same time, it improves on all the things that the previous movie got wrong, where Maverick is actually likable and has an arc, and he's humble too, which I really enjoy. You have a supporting cast of characters where, yes, maybe they don't have a profound amount of depth, but they all have personalities. They all stand out.
Yeah.
And they build that up over time. Like some of the things that they pull off with these jets, whether it be real or even the use of CGI, it's breathtaking.
It is.
This is a movie I saw 3 times in the theater, and I haven't gotten sick of it. It's always been on my mind, and I mean, I got emotional watching this several times.
But number one on your list of honorable mentions, he was this close to putting it in the list as his number one movie.
He ain't joking either.
No, black people are funny. You guys are really funny. Yeah, oh yeah, that's when you're the funniest.
Oh, don't let us put on very combustible.
Yeah, don't let us put on a fat suit. No, oh boy,
I'll lose it. Well, that's the thing. That's what's so special about a Medea Homecoming.
Oh wait, this is for real?
Yeah, oh yeah. The thing was, Martin, I didn't think we would get this ever again because Tyler Perry said years ago, I think it was over a decade ago, he says, I'm retiring this character. I'm pursuing dramas. I'm pursuing my TV shows. The 2020s so far have been kind of rough. And Medea, I think she's getting people out of their funk. She's giving us joy and laughter and love.
I'm just going to say that when he said he was going to retire that character, you were the only person who believed that.
I was. Yeah, no, I was like, this is it. This is over. It's over.
Like, this damn little black cash cow ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and thank God. And now we're gonna get a Medea universe crossing over different franchises.
I hope so. I told you to believe. You didn't.
I didn't believe, but now I am a believer. Yeah. So she's come back. Thank God for Medea.
I tell you, shit. If he don't play Medea, somebody gonna play Medea.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't make me have to play Medea.
Shit, if I got to put on a dress and a fat ass to please you, I will.
I hope so. It comes to that.
I meant what I say.
If you were to get a fat suit and just do a show a week with it, those numbers would be through the roof.
People would love that.
I got a fan already right here.
Yeah, that's right. Bro. You got me.
Think about it.
Everybody welcome to Corina. It's funny. I'm already laughing. I'm even digging this right now.
Let's talk about that white boy over here.
Hi, Curry.
Hey, Herman. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2022. Number 10, Medea. Number 9, Medea. Number 8, Medea.
Mm-hmm. Y'all laughing, but if you both did it,
yeah. I'd be like Mrs. Brown.
That's the new thing for the Thursday show. Just saying.